Okay, we're waiting for stocks to open at the bottom of the hour, and I'm expecting a rally on the dollar against Swiss and against the yen. So I went long here on limits. So everything was pretty close. I could take this one off here, this position off, and let the rest go. So if you're just talking about dollars, I think these people on the 5 minute are probably getting the fuck out. They're like, we're right at the floor we were at, and gee, that's a lot of money. So maybe you're up like $1,500 right there. I think I'd get out and just rack it with another set and just make these tickets bigger because at some point, uh, if you want a faster execution, you just sell a 2K instead of a 1K. People are worried about how fast is my connection to the platform. It just doesn't. That's not the way to tweak it to make it efficient. Because if you're doing an 8K as opposed to 8 1Ks, you can't get out of the 8K, the 8 1Ks in the same time. So it matters for you for time. But if you're just getting in Asia at 5 p.m. and just ride some move, then and you're going to say, well, when London opens, it might reverse because another sector is going to take over. So just close the whole thing out, go back to sleep. And right now, just before stocks open, there's a bunch of drama here. This thing collapsed pretty severe on this inverted hammer on the half hour, and it's like bye bye, we're gone, and just very classic candlestick pattern there. But how many of these trades you're going to take, and you're waiting for this. All I had to do was clip this window. It's so obvious. It's so funny that the ICT guy thinks this is something secret. It's so fucking obvious. Like if you take this very profound inverted dragonfly or whatever the fuck that is, and you extend forward, and you ask yourself, if it ever comes up there, what if there's any sellers up there in that slot? And same thing on the downside. So I just punched this on limits to try to build a position before the stocks open because they still keep going down. And no, it seems like, and for me, it seems like sometimes on this 5 minute, you're thinking, well, yeah, this is a big retracement. People are getting the fuck out. And if you're watching your equity swing too hard, I think that's always going to be the problem. Is nobody wants to. All the people that say buy gold, they're not in $40 million of gold. Most people, some people, and so this would I'd be getting out. Now, would I sell here? No way. I would dump and reload like this. My preference is to refresh the size. So I go like this. I go 30 minutes. Okay, we still got stock, got to open, and hopefully this ticket's going to be a different price, slightly different. This should be a little deeper. Here's a deeper one, 18 to 30 pips. So if I coat this area with, I think those are 4Ks or something like that. That's like 12K. Now I've added to whatever I'm in right now. And we're just going to trade this burst. And if we only make that's the other thing people do with these robots is they claim, oh, this thing had under a loss of trade. Dude, you took $8. Sure, I could do that. Just keep refreshing this thing. It's a lot of work. And yeah, you could say, dude, I'm fucking amazing trader. I fucking refresh all these tickets and I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. I mean, I don't even fucking direction don't matter. When it came slamming down and they blew through my buy limits here, or I was buying at the market, and this is the one trying to get a robot that will just buy a severe sell-off if anybody's listening. So this is kind of like a zombie bot. What'd you tell me to do? Oh, when it's down like fucking, this is a 100 pip grid, so it's down like, 40 pips here, or I say 38 pips there. In how much time? let's see if I get this right. So it takes out this floor, this wick on this little cute little hammer. That's the other thing about the romance of the candlestick cannot be denied. It's just very amazing. So it's filling this void. This is the big abyss that people are like, well, is it going to hold that hammer? Is it still going up? Well, I bought the pullback. So you draw your trend line, you bought the pullback here, and you think it's just going to go on forever, right? That's the dream, the hope. Because you're looking out to the 1 hour saying, well, if it takes it to here, then I could go to there. But look how I just nixed the wick on this thing. And it's just bye-bye. So it takes out, you have your sell strategies up here. Because it's the deepest liquidity slot on the chart. It's obvious, right? I mean, it's so cute. Like I said, I can't believe this ICT guy's like, yeah, what's going on here is that... No, dude. There's a bunch of... plus the spread goes wide for a millisecond here, so some brokers won't let you trade that initial burst. They would just be like, oh, the spread's 50. You got a 3-pip stop. Thank you. They probably won't even fill the ticket. But then it comes slamming up here. And this is a bigger vault. So you'd have to risk more here, but you'd make more. And now when you come into Asia, all you had to do today was, and if you're going to trade the same layer of tickets, like you're buying 10K in a 1-pip range, which you can do without repeating the price. If you're doing like dense stuff like that, some of the moves are so deep that unless you pick the right layering, so it's just like anything else. You go on a sunny day with high speed film, it's going to be tough, right? You're going to have to go like a really dark aperture, small aperture, right? You can't take in that much stuff. So this isn't any different. If you're going to try to exploit the psycho wick, the flash crash, or the retracements, the kind of kind of looks like noise. On any level, the charts look like noise. In other words, people are putting moving averages on to smooth out the noise of the chart. But unfortunately, the noise is the song here. This is what's going on. It's just fucking nutsoid bursts up and down. But what is it cutting out? The blue line is what it's cutting out. You go to any time frame here. If you go to daily and say, well, I don't want to trade this much. I don't want to day trade it. Okay, so you're going to get in on the daily charts. So I'm going to try to slow it down here. But even though the market's going to open here in a few minutes, but what is the obvious place to sit back, relax, and say, yeah, by the end of the month I should be in about, 250K of $250,000 of the yen. Would you scale into a $250,000 position over the next 3 days? Yeah. In other words, if I put a $500 stop on this, or I got various stops, but with the yen, I think a 50-pip stop is like almost the starting gate for a swing trader. And a scalper, if you're going to risk 50 to make 30, or you're going to say, let me risk 25 to make 15. These are my worst ratios, but of course I'm placing them in, since I'm a genius, I'm going to place them in the right place. And the right place is always going to be lower than where we are right now. Now, how low, how deep, how long does that ticket last before expiration? So it's really like a whole orchestration of, if you're trying to exploit even these, in other words, you could put an expiration of a week on the tickets, put them in there, close your book, and this would be a very disciplined trader. I don't know how anybody could do this unless you had a lobotomy, but you would put it on the tablet or a laptop, double click your fucking amazing tickets, close the laptop, wait a week, open it up, and go, let's see how we did, like a scratch and win. Dude, I see people scratching. Okay, I guess I'm a scalper. I mean, these are scalpers. You see them at the gas station with a lotto ticket. They got to fucking scratch it right there. I'm going, don't you take that shit home and get some candles going and try to fucking push it? Like, when you lean into the alley after you release the ball at the bowling alley, thinking if I just leaned into it, I could somehow, it was at the butterfly effect, affect the curve of the ball. 16-pound ball, sure, I can affect that on an oily lane. Yeah, that'll work. I just kind of tilt my arm there and just like, hey, if you just but I feel that way when I'm trading. I'm like, if they would just like, when is this fucking sell off gonna stop? So, or when's this? If I'm selling into it, which is rare, but when I see something outrageous on the top side, I have to test my because you got to flip your brain around a little bit there. If you're always buying, life's simple, right? You're not having to. So that's why if you do the dollars, the dollar to the Swiss and the dollar euro to the dollar, it's a fair enough way to accommodate that awkward thing of not having somewhere else to go. So it'd be like if you were cheating on your wife, right? Honey, you're really boring me. I'm gonna go off for a little bit. I'll play with the other currency pair. And that's why you see these people with 30 currency pairs. You got to wonder if they're cheating or something. How many? You got what? Oh, you got big. Oh, you got Dash. Oh, you got that Ripple. Yeah, you got all that. All that. Really, wow, you really spare no expense. You guys got everything. The Turkish lira. I was looking at it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's still the dollar's still crushing the Turkish lira, but that is a crazy fucking chart. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't. I mean, see all the moving average stuff and all that, it just falls apart on something like that. Maybe the market's too thin, but it's just not even. I don't know. The spread's wide, I suppose, there, and there's I don't know. You got to take a look at that. I don't have it up right here, but that chart. I don't know. Is the United States just took over Turkey? What happened? There's no yin and yang. It's not the yen. But here I'd be buying. I'd lay a track out here. But this is like also at the end of the week, if you don't get filled in this area, maybe you want to. You probably got filled here. If you put a weekly expiration, this is another kind of thing that you can. What's the probability of fill, and what is the probability of that fill becoming a profitable trade? So, if you make the probability of fill kind of narrow, then you've already done your first filter, and then when they do fill you, your strategy is supposed to. In other words, you're this filling a void, and then going the other way, or the top tick Tommy theory, where every time they make it a higher high, it's a time to think about selling because you're pushing into this. It's certainly going to be time frame dependent because we could go to a tick chart and I've done it before on a video where I just say, well, you'd buy here, right? But if there was no spread, it'd be like, okay, if you have a really big account, and you're paying flat commissions of 350 on a standard lot, when spread goes zero, or you're getting filled on these big tickets, you're cashing out, and yeah, that's like, geez, you're in a 289K all of a sudden because tickets filled, and then you're out of half of that. And I mean, that's the dream system is robots are just churning away on the news, and in 2 hours you're done trading. Even your system's done trading. So you can see all those possibilities, and then there's the guy that's he bought gold at 1,000. He's in it now, thinking, man, that's fucking beautiful. So is it the feeling people are looking for, or do they want to cash out and buy something else that's more fun than looking at your balance? So there's always that. How much money, and then it becomes, unfortunately, it comes down to that you can't get away from the fact that you are really trading money, but it's a different kind of money. because if you've gone from if you've made say $100,000 trading, you could probably kick back a little bit, and but you want to risk less. Actually, I think the more that you have in the account, but you start off because the idea of leverage is you'd start off with $1,000 and you get to $10,000, then you trade it as if there's still like only 3,000 in there. This way, by the time we're like 1 minute from open stocks, by that time you've kind of depending on your impatient level, whatever, you kind of like letting things catch up. That makes sense, but you have to. The point of the script is to force you to go with what your trade plan. So it is the trade plan and the way it's going to go. So here I'm going to do some just before the market opens. Here we got a few seconds. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. We're going to open stocks here. It's going to be a big drama. So I'm going to buy the plunge. Naturally, never bothered me to do this trade. So going underwater to me is just like just normal. Let's see how big we can get in. The market's smashing down on. Also, let's not neglect the Swiss franc. This is a little bit. You could trade more here. I think it's going to be less dangerous as far as volatility, but then less money. So if people are worried about losing, and you just want to lose slowly, yeah, just do this. I'm willing to get stopped out. But if you want to really make a lot of money, you're probably going to have to put a big wide stop on some of these tickets, walk away, and wait for all the psycho traders to feast on it. Here's the half hour. So this is obvious. We just close. Just open right there. It looks like they're going to punch it down. But I got my tickets in. I'm ready to go. Ready for him to hit me now. So they're hitting me now. And I'm going to go for the 15-minute, which would be amazing if you can make it down there in 15 minutes. So this is the whole essence of this system of limit entry with expiration being the key time. So if I walk away from this thing and I get in the car, I'll know, and I open up my phone, I'll be looking at the phone going, oh, this is what I thought would happen. Yeah, I remember I just did double click the shit out of a bunch of tickets here. In a half hour, so I go up to the store, come back, I'm like, wow, man, it's Friday. Like, is this thing going to punch? It's already in the buy zone. I would already be buying at the market. So if it wasn't big enough right now, I'd be buying at the market. Right there at 9:30. As soon as stocks open. So stocks have been open here for about a minute. And are we just going to, because the dream is we're going to hit this price here, this box. Definitely getting out there. This is also where this wedge stair step is. These are all order blocks. In case I don't want to say anything, but these are order blocks up in here. I think everybody knows that secret by now, right? And I'm sure if it ever got up here, sellers galore. If it ever got down here, buyers galore. Right at the wick tip, you want to be precise. This is the bid. Look at how it's right. This is just a nick below this wick, so that keeps changing. But this is a sweet-ass 90-minute sell-off. And I would definitely be getting out when stocks open. So if my entry was this wick on the half hour, there's enough contour to these half-hour charts, and it's not very noisy. I think the half hour is the ultimate chart because this is when the news comes out. On the half hours and the hour, so it includes these severe candles down. That's just a beautiful thing right there. And I'd start buying, a dense pack of tickets from this wick down. It's just a no-brainer. This is the inside floor of the low of Asia. That's a big deal. And so I'm tempted to pull the trigger here at the market, but I'm trying to be a disciplined trader because I don't know if there's news at 10 o'clock, if it's going to be oh well, some university somewhere says, yeah, people kind of feeling better. Like, well, they just get really high end drugs. Just got a shipment. People are just fucking loopy. Everything's fucking great. I never felt better. Thank you very much. Oh, thanks for asking. So this is a great sell. 90 minutes, you made a lot of money. I mean, a lot of pips at least. That's a good chunk, and it's still tanking. So this is why I'm always glad I didn't buy at the market here. But now I feel like let's really push this thing and put more dense orders there and just let's just do it. But I'm tempted to buy at the market because that's the rule. As long as it's below inside this box, it's fair game to pull the trigger and say, yeah, you know what, they're kind of trapped there. I guess you always got to check the larger time frames to make sure you're not at the edge of an abyss that's 20 years going back. If that blue line goes back 20 years on the chart, I'd be very careful because it's the end of the fucking world. So if you look at the Turkish lira, I think that explains it. Dollar TRY USD or USD TRY symbol. That explains a lot about markets just keep going. So gold could go to 5,000. But if you look around, most people are pretty wealthy. So in fact, they're so wealthy, they're just saying, well, just come aboard. Oh, fuck. Come on, man. Oh, no, everybody's invited. Come on. And you got these people that, they never had to hunt and fish for, using those robots and trading and shit. And just leave it high in the hog. Got their Bitcoin at $47,000. I don't see any. It's not like everybody's driving a Tesla, and who would want to, right? It's freezing out. Oof. I think we're gonna freeze to death, honey. Car just, well, I can't. No charging stations. All right, so we're at about 58K here. Waiting for the rally. I do feel like pulling the trigger here. The only way I could justify that is to go to the 1 minute chart and say, all right, I'll probably take out this stairway here to the upside, short squeeze. Let's just buy every minute. Or if it goes lower, if it takes this low out, But this is a fantastic trend here. The 1 minute trend, it's an amazing leg down. That is a trend. You would have got these little, right here is your entry, the smallest 1 minute candle. And your target's going to be always the last known support area that we were holding. If it makes it, doesn't have to make it there, but it could keep dropping. So here's where the balance between how sized it is. I want to be in 250. So I want $500 of margin running on this, and I want to fill it up here in like a half hour. And if the news comes out and they say, "Oh yeah, now everybody's really fat and happy," and we spike down 20 more pips, and we pick that ticket, and get a bigger position. So here's the look on the 1 hour. We're punching a new blue line. We're taking this out. I got just a ton of tickets down here. So now I'm really going to thicken it up and just go for these. Now this one I could walk away, go out and get lunch, come back. And it's a sleeper cell right here. 4 hours, 10 to 30 pips deep with a 45 pip stop. That's a healthy stop. It's stacking up right here. So every time I click this one, that's a no-brainer. Now, if you're really conservative and you don't want to blow up the account, so there's two kinds of traders: people that want to run on a racetrack, and people want to haul, something in a ship in a creeper gear where the engine's whining and the ratios are like the thing's only doing 20 knots, but it's hauling a bunch of weight. So both guys are making money. You know, the guy that's able to go fast with the straight NASDAQ, probably, if you want to just get it done. But the NASDAQ thing, if I was to do that, I would certainly have to have a variety of super deep tickets here. You couldn't do this. You couldn't say, well, I'm going to buy, I don't even know. You have to, also, you got to be able to get the fuck out very quickly. And so what the NASDAQ is, it's frighteningly jittery market. Like this move here, well, they don't. What takes 5 minutes in the Nasdaq takes a half hour, and that's what they call Snorex, because for this thing to go through this bullshit. Now this is still tanking on the half hour. I think we're picking up more tickets. This is a fucking beautiful trade. It's a lazy Friday trade. Now it could keep tanking. I could get hammered here, but look at it. Look at it bounce now. Right? We had to make that new low. Right? We have to chop somebody out there. Then you get the hammer. Here's 1 minute. Look at that fucking gravestone. Or whatever the fuck it is. Just like there's no body. Zero body. I'm sure somebody's got a fucking robot that just trades zero bodies at new lows. Just tell the robot, okay, you get a zero body in a new low, just buy it. I mean, now here it failed. If you bought this zero body, it'd be like, dude, not so good. But with a tight stop, right? So it's hammer. I guess you tell the robot, look back the next 8 bars. What's the last low? Or you tell it this one. Look for this and run a trailing. So you could have a robot that just has a buy stop here and a sell stop here. It keeps cancel, replace, and then as soon as this thing explodes either way, right here, now here we got trapped. Here we got trapped for how much, but then maybe it makes it up here. I just think it's easier to say, I'm willing to trade a standard lot in a range from 50K to 500K. Then you have a whole spectrum, and I'm splitting my money between the Swiss and the yen, so I got a little diversification there. It's a little softer. It cuts down on the profits, but like I said, if you're worried about losing all your money, see, look, it's tanking again. So that's why I didn't buy it. That's why I'm not trading at the market. It could take this out. Now it's trapping either on the 1 minute chart, we're trapping the buy and the sell bot. We're going to hit something here. And the time the limit orders do well is because if the spread goes to like a half a pip and it fills a few tickets and those are scalps, then just kind of the bouncing of the market is paying something. And you don't want to be in too big a position, so you do want to get rid of some of this inventory that you've accumulated buying into these sell-offs or these drift downs or these plunges. Certainly the plunge on the news, when the news comes out, it's definitely sweet to see all the dominoes you set up get triggered and the market just sweep through those tickets. You know, it's certainly a satisfying thing. And maybe a couple at the market, and then when I guess you got to be psychologically up to the market orders, because if you're impulsive, there would be a problem. But if you lay a bunch of tickets down there, you're being thoughtful, at least, because you're going to plan your trade your plan. It auto trades itself. If you don't delete the tickets, it's going to happen. Looks like we're going to tank some more here. We're coming into maybe crude oil or the consumer confidence. How do you feel? I feel. How do you feel? Terrible. Now I want to buy more here. So I'm just going to really go a little crazy. But I'm keeping it to these, at least these, because I got tons of more of these to click, but I don't want to. So we just made a new low. Buyers are coming in here, and the breakout people think they're geniuses here. They're selling into this. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Looks like we've been tanking for a nice half hour. Nice, too heavy. The yen does not take prisoners when it comes to moves up and down. They shear them off. Let's take a look at the 10 pip deep tickets. So here's the kind of set it and forget it. It's like, say, I would all afternoon, I want to buy down here. And this is a little bit, this is my deepest 30 minute. So in 30 minutes, every time it punches down, I'm getting a better price. And instead of trading, I used to do this at the market. So when I see it punch down, it's like a bullfighter. I got the red blanket here, the red blankie, and I'm pulling it out in front of the market. So if I click it like this, I'm saying, okay, I'll buy 3K there if you can punch it down. And if we get to this, I want to buy here for a half hour. And I can make this an hour. There should be an hour version of that. So you can layer it in and, okay, kind of 5 minutes kind of like climaxing to the downside here. All the trend traders jumped on this 5 minute small body. They're selling it. Okay, 15-minute chart just updates. 15-minute people are buying it. And like I said, anything below this, I'd be buying it. So I'd be buying at the market right now. If I wasn't in, I have to check the size I'm in. So I usually have the phone open. I can see my margin. And that's when I make that decision is I can see the balance on the phone. And it's really obvious on the phone. It's a little different. And the charting's nice because I run it vertically, so I'm seeing a real narrow world. So on the phone, it's actually it's fantastic because it looks like this. You can't fuck it up. I don't know why I have the whole landscape in there because I guess I'm always talking about the left side of the chart. And that's why I have the blue line here too. It's telling me, okay, this is a new low from. So on the phone, it looks like this. It's actually easier to trade on the phone. Well, to see your tickets. So you can look at that and say, 4 hour dollar Swiss, man, look, that thing's down fucking 20 pips in 4 hours, over 20 pips. It's kind of bobbing around right now in this box, and I want to get in that box. I really want to get in that. It's going to be the best place to. These are all logical trades, right? Aggressive trader is going to buy any new lows, anything that's a new low. We're looking at this as support, this triple wicks here. This box is going to be like this. Oh, I'll buy that and then all the way to here. Like, so we have a column of tickets. This is a completely different trade than that. And the size is, unless you were to force the size to be the same, because that'd be a little bit too much to think about. But that's why this risk, the idea of risk, when you trade more than one ticket, you've already saving yourself so much pain of having to be right about any one trade. It's a psychological issue because if you're going to build a robot, unless it's a self-building robot, I understand they have these self-learning robots, but it's just really bullshit because look at the Turkish lira. It's bullshit. You can't, it would just destroy that robot. Robot would be like, I don't know. Maybe the robot could trade that, and that's why I can't. I don't know. But I just think it's stupid to lean on these fucking robots because what if the robot locks up, and what could possibly go wrong? But people will just learn their lesson on that one. Oh, that robot doesn't really work, does it? Okay, well, there you go. I think it's the boogeyman, but it's hilarious because they're saying about any technology. Every time a new technology comes out, they're talking about these cell phones. Everybody's got one. I mean, it's you really can't live without it. If you want to do a quick transaction or something, or talk to somebody in your car, You couldn't talk to somebody. You had to be at your own phone, your own wired tether. So the fact is a tetherless world, and then they had the tether coin. See, that's a conspiracy right there. Okay, the half hour looks beautiful. My white knuckles would be kind of, the blood would be coming back in here. If I was buying into this is very awkward, I know, but on limits, it's very softer. This way, you can always tell the bank that why you're filing bankruptcy is because, well, I was very patient. I was on the half-hour chart. It's now 90 minutes hard. Look at this. Look at this euro. So we could have bought the euro. So we would have done the same trade, but it's just something that we didn't do. But you can see here's the same trade from the euro side as you start buying heavily below the Asian low and certainly heavily below this one. And this is only going to cost you 20 pips. Let's typically trade the euro because it's very hard to, it's a very tight spread. So the spread here might go to like 3, but the market's not as volatile. So you can buy this 20 pip window here. And on the half hour, anything below here, it's totally acceptable in my mind. In fact, it's mandatory to buy every close below the inside this box. So you can buy 1, 2, 3, 4. You could buy 4 positions at the market while you're getting filled on limits that go, all the way to here and stuff. So down here you got a big tickets, right? Big fat tickets down here. Or they get fatter. So you're martingaling in. So I know people say don't martingale, but you're doing it in the it's like a 40, 50 pip martingale where you're fucking buying more. Yeah, you're adding to a loser. Like, why aren't you selling here? Because I don't want to. This is too fast of a market down. Just like here, I'm not going to buy into this fucking rally. It's fucking over. They just top tick timed here. So maybe because the news is coming out here in 9 minutes. All right, let me flip to the other chart. I know it's got carried away, but you see how this is like the IC2 order block. Yeah, I came out. Took out this wick, dumb fuck. I mean, what? You can see this almost resistance up here. Yeah, and then bam. But you can take either side of this trade. You can either buy this plunge zone, or you can be selling right now with sell limits up here. Let's switch the time frame. Get this. Okay, that's gonna be. I gotta go to the 4-hour chart because I haven't looked at this currency actually in the big picture. So here's the high of the week, pinging right at 110, dead on euro, $1.10, just nicking the wick on this 4-hour wick here. But that's a very tight window, and I can't make money on that trade because I'm not going to put a ton of tickets. I would start with the sells there, but I probably sold into it from here. I can't picture that I'm going to have. It's not going to happen, but you can see how. Sure, the ratio on that is like 10 to 40, and you could have loaded the wagon right there in that little thing. I'd be like, yeah, man, amazing trade, huh? But not probably selling from here up in a 20 pip window. And it actually comes back and forth, so it's just this noise chop stuff. But that's a sell. And news may be here at 10 o'clock. I'm sure this is consumer depression meter. Let's see what that's saying. I got to get to my balance. I should be in about, I'm guessing, $300 a margin using $300. I sure hope so. And this thing just goes right by me so fast. My mouse, I get one of these Kensington mice. You really don't want one of these. If I don't have it perfectly flat, I can't. So we're on 260, so not exactly, but pretty good. Pretty good chunk. I was hoping we were at 300, but we're using trying to make $100. Here's a 15-minute. We're smashing up. I'm gonna let it go. I don't want to add to it here, even though, because I just feel like I'd be chasing it. I want that low. Somebody said that I want to buy the lowest low. Yes, I want to buy the lowest low because that's also psychologically satisfying to get in at the lowest low. And the only way to do that is to scale in with multiple tickets. So the cure is the cause for the way this is built. And the drama that happens when the news comes out, I think, is some of the funnest, easiest trades to lay those traps. It doesn't have to be. It could just be a few tickets. See, now we're up $6. I think we can make $100 here on a crazy stop hunt. So the stop hunt started on this one. You can see we're about to take out this stair step that's been building. We've already started. We took out all these highs, and now we're trying to go after these highs and this whole stair step. Got to get there by. So the market's going to close in 7 hours. If we can make 30 pips in 7 hours, I think we can make $100. I'm guessing. I don't know. I didn't do the math, and we're in two currencies, so. But it really is about the dollar. Is the dollar kicking the ass of Switzerland or Japan? And Japan's still, look at this beautiful. We're getting a hammer right now, so you kind of had to buy there on the 15. The half hour clean down, 15 minutes clean, very dynamic. The 15-minute, I wouldn't really want to try to trade the 5-minute chart because this gives you this is as thin as I would slice it is 15 because the scripts are 15 also. And it's more profound patterns of price supports getting just destroyed, and triple bottoms are really obvious on the 15-minute chart. We'll go for the obvious stuff. It's just not that complicated. The only thing that's difficult is the feeling of winning and losing. I don't have anything going here, but this would be a place you would. All these buy limits here fill. So I don't know what the expiration is on these tickets. Now these probably aren't 12-hour expirations, but this is the trade you would lay here, and I don't know if these cashed out because we can't see. But this is the trade plan, is to anticipate the plunge. Even that Brooks guy will tell you that. So this guy that trades charts with patterns and stuff, Albert Brooks, he's saying, he's saying that. Everybody's saying the same thing. It's just he's saying anticipate the market. So this is the ultimate anticipation, is putting a pending order in front and saying, I'll bet on my anticipations. I mean, I think we're going here, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to bet on that direct. So look at this, is plunging again. So I want to put in some buy limits again. I don't want to add unless it's another plunge. 242 a margin. Trying to get to $300 a margin, which would be 150K of the dollar. It looks great on the 1 hour chart because if you can get down here in 4 hours, the market's going to close there, and we're just trying to make it out of this box. So we're not trying to hold this. Not that you couldn't, but if you're going to hold this trade all the way until you get to here, this is my target today. But if you're trying to get to this last known low before the plunge, on a simple 1 hour chart, that might take you till Maybe never, maybe next week. I'd rather keep buying. So I just get very stubborn and committed to these trades, but that's the only way to really make a lot of fucking money is to lay the track and say I'm going to risk X amount of money to pull this move. We got 1 minute left. So we got 1 minute. Boom. 1 minute till 10 o'clock. Maybe there's news coming out. So if we punch out of this thing and we left with just like 50K, there might be enough energy left in the market to put in another ticket, another bank of tickets, certainly double clicking it. And on the tablet, it's very easy. And picking the right script to click or having a basket of double clicks. Double click is a very satisfying feeling also. It's kind of like a machine gun, I must say. And then if you program your keyboard and get an input device that can run MetaTrader, you got 72 hotkeys in MetaTrader, so you can sit there and just assign a key to one of these scripts and just hit that. You don't even have to double click it. You just click it once because the macro is going to... All right, boom. There you go. News is out. Let's see how our equity does here. Trying to make $100 as we slam back to this price. All right, let's go. Come on, people. Make it quick and dirty. Peel some tickets off. Half-hour chart. Target is right here. This Asia's low. That's first target. All right, we peeled something out. We're up $40. Trying to make 100. We're getting out of something here. And then I'll have to cash all tickets out probably. If in 5 minutes we don't get half this position unraveled, then because we could drift up. Let's check on the old yen. So the yen's this seller's already coming in here because this is the last known low. Big deal low here. And we just wicked into that. So we got to cut through that now. Start cutting north. And when you look at the 1 hour chart, this looks like you could almost start hitting this by the end of the day, that's a chunk. That's a lot of pips. The 4 hour looks so the 4 hour is very intense. I mean, this is a 100 pip grid, you know. This is a lot. So you're messing around in this 100 pip window. And you just bought like super deep into that. And kind of reverse there. Right on the half hour. We got a half hour hammer. Let's try to buy some more since we cashed out of some. So it's very close to the market. On the yen, this comes in really close. All right, that's pretty aggressive. So I'd walk away from that, let that cook, and we're up $4. I think I cashed out of like a 10K if I'm lucky here. So that's the problem, you know. I can see in the long run this is going to be a great place to buy maybe for the next 4 hours and the next 4 days. But still, the bigger you're in, the more that you're going to see a lot of equity fluctuation. You'll be like, wow, we're just up $300 and now we're like, what? And especially if the news, so here we're getting filled on limits again. It's like reeling a fish in, you know, if it goes fishing, you got to give it lines. So you have to give the market, and this incrementally giving it line to, because it's just not going to reverse. It is a very wild There's no limits on the moves in these markets. It's over the counter. It's just like penny stock. It's very volatile. I just picked up a 1K. So now I'm going to go for the super deep 4 hours so I can get ready to take another nap. You know, is there anything better than sleeping? Honestly, there was I think 20 years ago, I slept about 12 hours a day, I think. I had a great dream life. I had the best dreams. And then I'd plan my dreams out. But now I just want to click this fucking button. So I really put quite a bit of orders in there just now. Very much so. I'm back to 250. Even bigger. So I want to get to that $500 of margin usage is what I'm trying to get to. Maybe 1030s crude oil or something. But look at this thing tank. I don't think it took out the low of the day though. Not this. Not the yen, but the Swiss. Swiss I think is just falling apart here. No, not yet. Boy, it sure looks like it because I put those orders in so tight. All right. This is a fair size. Here's the ones about to fill. Yeah. Well. Son of a bitch. So this is good. There's not too much duplication here in price. It's almost every pip at. It's these two are duplicate. Looking for that punch through new low. Look at the big picture here. Yeah, this is getting pretty tight. If you start going after these stops, it'll be a quick like 38 pip meltdown here. Yeah, that's a deep price. All right, so 6 minutes after, we're almost to $300 a margin. The dollar's crashing again. If it makes new lows, we'll really be in great shape. Put some super serious, deep, long-lasting tickets in here. Never made a new low. Looks fantastic on the 4-hour chart. Like that is the most high drama. It's been going down for how many bars? See, there's only one bullish. I tell you that I joke about this, but honestly, the candlesticks work really good on the yen because the yen's so insane. Got a small body that explodes, the dojis. But I love this 4-hour, this 8-hour meltdown. If this keeps tanking, but it might just turn into a really bad swing trade here. We really need to get the high drama punch down retracement to cash out of. Okay, now we're starting to get the fill. Let's delete the objects. I'm going to go for broke here. Put these way down. Stack. This is a 15 minutes, so if it fills that, I'd be amazed. Here's the deeper 30 minutes. I do love this one. It's got a 30 pip stop, so we can take another punch down. Try to get that $300 a margin. That's the level we need to get to really exploit this complete meltdown. Just gotta get one. Gotta stop out these people that don't have enough money for this trade. All right. Finally. So this way we don't have to worry. We got some $7,500. We're buying the meltdown. Let's buy some meltdown here too. They're crushing the Swiss. The dollar's getting annihilated by the Swiss franc. And that's it. We just sit back and wait for the market to prove us right that they are going lower, down $50 now. So we haven't made 100 yet. Now we got to make 150 to make 100. But I don't think it's possible to pick the perfect entry, so that's why I'm getting in so many. Okay, we just made a new low here. That's a buy. Perfect. But it could go lower, so I've had to notice that it could go lower. It's very obvious when you start to see, oh, it went 1 pip lower. That's why I hate buying at the market now, because look, that took that out just by just the smallest amount. Isn't that insane? I think it's like a 0.2 of a pip. 10 minutes after 10. If we close here in the next 50 minutes, it'll be 3 hours hard down below this. I'm buying more. I think it's perfect. So we get to $300 a margin. It'll be the perfect trade of the day. New low on this one. This is coming down hard. So just buy a little bit bigger amount. Spread slightly wider here. So 1 pip here. Just went to a very tight spread here in yen. And this box is now deep as hell. I have to draw this back to the lowest shelf with the most amount of tickets. And if we ever get into this price window, it's going to be quite the feeding frenzy, because it's the low of that and this box here. But I really wanted to start buying in the aggressive. Anything below that, I'm willing to buy a 100 pip window and be in 150K. Some of these are going to cash out. Possibly. No, look at, nothing's ready to cash out, but I think I got 2 different currencies, so I can't see the actual thing flashing here. These are about to cash out. So that's a yen. So if I see that and I don't want to move these stops, and I really don't want to move those stops, I'll be like, look, we're up in this trade. Oh, how about we put some more buy limits in here? Let's come underneath it now. Really close. I can add to it. I want to be in a little bit bigger position, and it might come back for one last washout. There's always one last move before it goes your way. Pretty tough. Yeah, when I saw this micro stuff, I mean, when I first saw forex, there was mini lots. There was no micro accounts, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna. I'll just stick with trading commodities, because there you had to have a lot of money in the account. Well, so low leverage. That's what I think why the exchanges were pissed off at forex, because of the high leverage. But you're in a cross rate. You're in a spread. So it's the dollar against the yen. It's not the raw currency against the dollar in an exchange where the seats cost how much money? Well, to sit on the exchange, it's as pompous as the whole structure of, what people are always trying to tear down these statues, don't realize that they're they're kind of tearing down the wrong one. But it's a statue in your mind. It's what you think the world should be and all that stuff. I was almost getting my $300 margin fulfillment here. Only down $70. To me, that's a win. If I'm only down $200 on this trade, it means we're winning. But yeah, this is a nice lazy. I was supposed to get a snowstorm, and I'm very disappointed. You know, they hype this shit. Advisory. You people are fucking retarded. We're using that AI shit. Hey, how's that AI working on the weather forecast? Well, we haven't quite perfected that weather forecasting. But you're going to predict the stock market. Gotcha. Remember they used to sell this. I used to hear these neural net. Get the no. The computer can look at the market and decide what to do. I'm sorry. Step back, Jack. I'm trading with my gut here. Unless the computer has to have a more emotional stance. So here, I would just sit tight here. Now I feel like since I haven't pulled the trigger at the market, I'll let the market come to me. Hey, got coming up on only 6 hours left. We just need to have a short squeeze into the end of the day. Crude oil numbers come out maybe. Now it looks like we're just going to keep going down. So I'm happy that I didn't buy at the market. So I go back between, and there's degrees of happiness and stress. So I'm just going to say, yeah, that's the whole point of the script is that you're off. You've done, okay, so we hit our goal of $300 a margin. And now we really want to freak out all the bulls and crash here. Get my balance here. Make sure keep track of how much. Okay, 330. We do want that to plummet. Make a new low. It just made a new low. No, it hasn't yet. It's a 1 minute chart. Let's go to half hour. 15 minute. We just updated the 15. We're plunging. The wheels are coming off. 4 hours down hard. All those tickets are getting filled. Probably in 400 now. 352. Trying to get to $400 of margin for this scalp. Put some more tickets in here. Switch on the yen. I'm going to go all in on the yen. Try to get to $500 of margin usage. Same on the Swiss. Buy here closer though. It doesn't move as much, so I have to use the tighter entries. 366 now. I'm trying to get to $500 of margin usage. Down 130. That's like being up. Is considering we're taking on more and more size. So it's just another Friday. Swing trade scalping. Mostly scalping. I'd say that's if we can peel off 50K here and make 100 off of that, then we can refresh with more limits. And I'll give up on dropping limits around noon because by then it needs to go on its retracement tour. So we built a position on the plunge, and now it's going to drift up and fulfill the promise of the heavenly profits to come as we come out of the depression, put down the revolver, get rid of the noose, and say, it was kind of touch and go there when it's tanking, and I just don't know if I want to do this to make money because I don't want to end up with less than $8,000 at the end of the week here in the account. I'd like to get to 8,000. So I get focused on how much I'm going to make, and then sometimes you stay too long, or you move your targets. You try to turn the scalp into a swing trade, but if you don't move your stops, which I never do, that's how I lose money. Is I don't move my stops. So I'm all in. It's as if I don't have a stop because I'm way up on the trade, but I'm not going to trail the stop on that original position. I've either cashed out, hopefully with something, or I've dumped the whole position. So the only way for me to make money is to dump the whole position after I built it at the climax point of the top of the box that I got into. That's how I'm going to do it. Because I'd rather have bank everything I made on the box trade and then throw another box in and start over again, because unless you trade every day or every week or every year, you got to keep trading because you're going to lose. So you got to keep trading so you can make more than you lose, because if you just took a sampling of your first plunge and they stopped you out, then oof. So we're almost flat. We're only down $20 here, which is like being up, because we're in such a big a size. Such a big a size, though. It looks very like and this is the point, the turning point. Also, is there Europe's closing, and who knows? The stock market starts to tank. They buy the dollar, so I'm very bullish on the dollar, at least today. And I would say into the future, yeah, interest rates are higher. I mean, the fundamental view is interest rates are higher here, and the money will pour into the banks here. I think the last video, I don't know if I said it or I was just talking to myself in the room, but I was saying that I think it's going to be cool to have a bank account, like they give toasters away and shit, or dildos or something. They'll have some kind of thing, Come to our bank and get a massage by the Epstein robo chair, our new Epstein AI chair. It'll molest you. Yeah, keep putting coins in it, though. You buy the tokens from that guy over there, Guido. I think we cashed out of a lot of our stuff, though, here. We cashed out of like 10, we took a like 10K off the table there. Trying to get the balance up to $8,000 by the end of the day. Another chance to put buy limits in here. So I had to change my whole view on this. Now, normally I would be buying this at the market, trying to add to it. But now I feel like the smart money, or the disciplined money, is going to be, you know what, let's buy more if it goes lower. I mean, to kind of stand in front of the train. I mean, I did make some money on that little micro bounce. And let's go for the super deep 4 hours. If I stop punching that button by noon on the 4 hour, that means by 4 p.m., all these tickets will be disappeared, so there won't be any exposure to buying, adding to the loser. So it's like a insurance. It's like a protection. And I'm glad I don't have to hand drop these tickets. So the double click is the answer for the labor saving device trick of life, of having, ask Alexa, is there any more of that Hunter crack laying around? Because that was the good shit. He divulged when he was coming out of the courtroom. He divulged that was the bet. I mean, when it comes down to crack, yeah, he preferred the Guido Sarducci's crack was fucking amazing. I think everybody knows that. I mean, if I have to explain it to you, what would be the point, right? If I told you once, I told you a million fucking times. Don't ask me about that. What, I look like a common person? I'm a politician. Don't even fucking... What's that guy over in Canada's like? What'd you say? Take him to jail. Bailiff. Get him. Get him. Come here, you. We know your type. You look like a trader. I'd take risks, do you, huh? Well, yeah, we got a place for you. The Dodd-Frank prison of no leverage. Right, just got $1. Oh, you get a suitcase of money and go fly over to Europe. You can go in the banks, right? You know what the spread at the bank is? I asked the bank, hey, I got some Canadian, what's it? 500 pips spread at the bank in cash. That's why you're better off trading gold on the platform and just make money trading gold. I mean, I'm investing in gold. I got gold bars. You want to see my gold bars? Dude, you know what the fucking store? Oh, you got a safe for it too? How much does the safe cost? Oh, wow. Well, I like my safe. You just got to spin the knob. I mean, I know the people that I bought the safe from got the fucking master code, but let's not talk about that. Yeah, like they're not going to come and grab your gold. Now they can just go, yeah, we just got a digital fucking, we got a Wi-Fi on that safe. Bing, it's open. Yes, sir, there you go. Deputy Fucknuts here. He wants to look at your safe. Oh, gosh. I didn't think that was going to happen. Oof. And they said it was safe. What was it called? We're really safe safes. Yeah, that's a fucking amazing safe. Alexa, open my safe. Bing. Okay, we're $400 from our target. Come on, people. You don't want to sell the dollar. Don't go against me on this one. And the crowd is just selling and selling. All these goobers. We know better. We never fall for these stunts, these fake out moves. I like this trade. I think it's going to be good. So what happened here? Did we have some news that rocked the crude oils up a little bit? Oh, that's going to hurt. We don't want to pay too much more for that shit. Still trapped down here in the doldrums. How's all the gold bugs doing today? They getting hurt yet? No, they're up. Look at that. So if you bought this, here's the place to buy on the gold was to start buying anything below that. Anything below this. Well, after the pop here, the place to buy was here, the big sell-off after the pop. So how many people got in at 19, right? So a lot of people are like, holy shit, and look at all the money the Top Tick Tommy's made on gold there. People just don't get it. Like, look at it from here to here. Bang. Funny how it's right at the beginning of the year there. I mean, just before the end of the year. That is so funny. And then the huge plummet. So the buy window is here below this wick on gold. Climax. People just like, oh, gold, they bought right there. Would you buy the breakout to the upside? What a genius you are. Okay, we're almost up 100. I want to see that 100. Come on. It's for Jerry's kids. Come on, let me see the top board. Got contributors. We're within $250 of my target. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be selling the gold today. That's a nice scalp. Nice swing trade. See, that could be it for gold. Don't forget that's the biggest rally since this rally before the pop. And the total reversal, look at that, in one day. One day, man. And here's the little dead cat bouncer. You could have bought just below that wick, that lonely wick, and then scalped that, and then bought more here, more gold here. Now you're fat and happy. You're still up in the trade. So you can feel good about that. Okay, coming into my up $80. We're trying to make in the next hour and a half, next 90 minutes, we want to make a chunk. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. We're trying to make back the plunge. Going down for 2 hours here. 2 hours sell off on the dollar. Here's my cash outs. So we got a nice cash out there. Look, it made a new low. Look at that, how it made a new low. And now it's just going nuts off that new low. Look at that, just a little bit. So the closing window, anything that, like if on the line chart, this is your low. Right on the line chart, that's your low. So it's triple bottom on the line chart. You go to the 1 hour chart, you're like, wow. The 4 hour chart, I'm like, dude, really? Candlesticks on the 4 hour. My target's going to be that blue line up there. Right when the goobers start buying, which is almost the floor from earlier. Up $6.20. This is my exit window today. Trying to hit the $8,000 level on the account. Clear off the tickets. I'd still put some buy limits in though. If I really want to be in a bigger position. If I know these are going to be very tight exits, I'm going to put in some more buys. Keeping in mind, I want to get out of 30 to 50% of the trade at all times. So here, this is going to be pretty aggressive. Buying any kind of plunge into here, any kind of plunge into here, and these, I think this is my three favorite half hours. Well, at least the ones I made. So, and this is like an outlier. Black Swan event is a plunge of 10 to 30 pips with a 45 pip stop in 15 minutes. I guess. I think it's time for the retrace. It looks sweet on the 4 hour, like, wow. By the end of the day, can we make it to this? I think that's not impossible. So the probability of this making money is going up. And I don't want to be in the market for very long. I really want to scalp as much as possible. Even though these high drama swings, I know that I'm not going to stick around. If I sell into this climax, I know I'm not going to stick around for where the price we're at now. No way. I want to lock up that kind of margin, and I want to actually dump it, half of it when it gets out of that box, and probably the whole thing as soon as it starts getting into what I consider the next buy window is anything below that wick. So if I see that plunging and I'm up, I'm getting out. I'm going to come in with buy limits and try to trade this bounce. So anything below there and dump it to there, and then sure, if it starts to go this way. So here I'm going to hold the buy until we get to here, or it's going to get to noon o'clock. Whichever comes first. Look at those warranties, 10 years or 10 miles. Yeah, just drove. There goes your warranty. You see, you drove it off the lot. Look at this. How this thing's still down. Technically speaking, every half fucking hour, there'd be the first bullish half hour in 2 hours. I think they got a 2 hour chart on MT5. But I like the half hour. We could have pulled the trigger here 1, 2, 3, 4 at the markets. I'm presupposing you have the patience to wait a half fucking hour to pull the trigger. But those would be justified buys. Anything below here, and maybe you get this a high, how people rate their trades. Oh, I give this an 8, pull the trigger big. Yeah, but the problem is the depth. But anything below this, certainly I'd be thinking, well, let's try. We got some money today. Yeah, let's. But I think I'd rather put dense tickets in on limits than pull the trigger like a. I guess if the limits aren't enough, I say the rule is for me. If there's not enough limits, Here, I think it's a satisfying fill of over 150K right now. 115, 165K. So I'm just going to let it sit there and let it cash out because it's a clean scenario. Sells off, comes back to here. You get out. It's over. Here comes the end of the day. But if it keeps dropping, I want to buy some more. So I'm going to keep dropping this 30-minute one. Knock over the Swiss franc. And Swiss franc's still tanking. Looks like, I'll come in and do this now. Because I think I got enough money that if we do get one last spike down, one last shakeout, one last stop hunt, one last sell-off, then I certainly want that because it's only 10:30. And maybe they just came out with the consumer sentiment, and maybe that's why I'm making money now. And this will be a lazy retrace. Now the target on this one is going to be about 30 pips. We're dumping everything here. If it doesn't automatically cash out, it'll be underwater on these are the early entry tickets that'll be underwater. This is the ones with the 45 pip stop, probably this 4-hour expiration of the 15, because probably the 4-hour, because if 2 hours goes by, this is still pending out there for a possible fill. Now we're retanking, which I'm kind of excited about because I want to buy again. I just love this style of trading because I'm at the shoreline of price and constantly running, waiting for the tide to come in and out and trying not to drown. So we're trying to just capture the edge of the what's washing up on the beach. My tickets are on the beach. Trying to get picked up, pulled out. We don't have any motor, so we can't drive the market, so we're just a passive participant in the flotsam and jetsam. So we're just going to sit there. We got our target. So I guess we do have an anchor. Let's stop ourselves out. I'm going to let the retrace happen now. If this is real money, and depending on how much I felt comfortable, I'd start moving some targets maybe, but then I'm thinking, well, why don't you just buy at the market then? So that's another tipping point. If you have 6 kinds of trades you can do, buy, sell, and you can do a stop, limit, or a market order. So you have 3 types of orders and you could buy or sell. So you have 6 trades you could put on. So that's just for starters. Do I buy, sell? How do I get in? How do I get out? My favorite is to get on the limit and do this spike trade and just get the fuck out. Take the money and run. We're peeling some tickets off now. Trying to make it to $8,000. So if $8,000's really my target money-wise, and sometimes it is because I kind of want to just be like, okay, we're $8,000. I can come back. It's so easy to do this fucking trade. I'm going to come back and put limits in again, or just do this whole thing again. And the rinse and repeat is really the way to maximize it. But to have the floating amount of tickets, have a range of tickets, size available. So you have a real size spectrum is what makes it robust, is that if by the end of this retracement I'm at $8,000 and I'm only in a 50K, I'll be like, okay, you know what? In another half hour, market's dead. We've made it back to fair value. The floor we fell through. Let's just take it off. And I mean, by the time noon comes around here, it's kind of over. It might drift. I've seen markets where it just keeps drifting, and you're like, if I would have stayed in that, I'd be up another fucking $300. So yeah, always, if you're gonna do the full dump, I prefer to let this thing cash out on my ones that were designed to be scalps, and if there's only 50K left or 75K, and we haven't hit the target and it's noon, I'll be like, yeah, let's just get the fuck out. Dump the whole thing. It's mission accomplished, because it could keep going up, but I don't really want to hold it over the weekend. And it's kind of annoying to even look at a position. So if you have real money, if you have demo money, I have a friend who opened a demo account, and he treated it like real money, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's what most people can't do if they've done any demo trading, because they're like, "Ooh, this is like, I could just fucking." Like, once you realize you're in a dream. I guess that's why I was sleeping a lot, because I go, "Oh, this is a dream. I can just do anything I want." Lucid dreaming. It's how much slept I was getting. Didn't help though. So I still have brain damage. So now we're peeling off tickets. We just dropped about a 50K. I'll let this shit cash out. I know it's only $1.40, but that's also, you're only going to lose $1.40 per ticket. Think of the upside. Unfortunately, the color scheme on here doesn't let me reduce this. You barely see the fucking balance here, but I'll call it off for you. It's very hard to see. It's just, I'm having a hell of a time trying to get a color scheme I like. So I went with Windows color scheme because I thought it would be better than my pick. There still sucks dick, because when I get to MetaTrader, what they choose for font, I can't get into it. The color, it's just, it flips it. It's like running a 16 color scheme on a zillion colors, and Windows zillion colors is looking at the 16 going, well, what do we do with that? Okay, let's just invert it. Great, thanks. I can't read anything now. I'd say a lot of people are getting out right now if they can't wait, but we're going to wait. Go to the 5-minute chart. We just updated the 5 minutes. A big bullish candle here. Some people are buying here. Look, Jed, the moving averages have turned up. That's why I want to be the guy buying the lowest low. Because this thing about, well, got a confirmation, got a candlestick pattern, moving average crossover system here. That's why I make fun of the Akamushu cloud system, because, like, dude, you're so fucking, like, you might as well just use a goddamn crystal. How about you get a Zen guard and drop a rock in it, whatever pattern it makes, you throw the chart on top, and look, you get in here. Why? Because I have a book downstairs that I talk about a lot. It's like 50 pages by Robert Fisher with Fibonacci, and he's got a logarithmic spiral in the back with he tells you how to build a logarithmic compass. So a compass that's always ever expanding. And he puts this in the middle of I kid you not, this fucking is for real. And this is another fucking dickhead from a university, right? And he's got this book, and he knows this and that, and he knows how big Fibonacci's dick was. I was like, dude, it doesn't matter. And he's got on the back, he's got the logarithmic spiral and how to do it, and he's got it on a price chart. So he just picks some. Well, where are you picking the fucking fulcrum of this goddamn spiral? Where's the center point? He's like, oh yeah, it's here. I'm like, what? Now, why is it there? I get that you drew a spiral off of that, and now you're saying, look how it inflects on these prices, hits this thing. Dude, if I vomit on this chart, I'm sure where the corn's at and the little piece of fucking salsa's at is probably on a price turning point. But so is all the other shit in my stomach. So, dude, it's hitting. It's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But I bought the book because I think I might have been high or something, or drunk. I was at Borders Books, and I was in a dream state thinking, oh, what if I could make money trading? And I just need a good book here. Oh, look at this fucking Fibonacci. And I was really into Fibonacci. That's why I hate it now. But I was thinking that there was some mystical attribute that I was missing, and if I just knew that, I'd have the key. Like, I'd be like ICT and be like, yes, I was thrown into a white van. I know exactly how the world's constructed. Thank you very much for asking. I don't usually talk to people on a low scale like you, but I'll give you a break here. If you subscribe to my newsletter of how to properly meditate before you blow up your account. So at the end of the day, you blow up your account, you're like clicking your heels together, like, that was so much fun. Let's do that again. Okay, we're almost hitting our targets here. Certainly by the top of the hour, if we hit our targets by 11:30, This would be the climax. We could probably hit the floor, our target here. I'll let it auto scalp out. Within within $70 of my target for the day. I like this. This I guess contrarian trade in a sense. We could have sold into that. We have to know when to cash out though. You got to know these sellers were like, dude, what are we getting out of this trade? I don't know. We're kind of like in the look at this wick coming back to the floor, and the Swiss. So I could take this trade off actually, and say, mission accomplished. Kind of George Bush thing there, you know. But really, it's not. There might be more on the trade there, more left to. But yeah, that is the strict place we want to get out. And we got out half of the position. We're only on $170 in margin now, so we're out of most of these tickets. Trying to make that next $100 with $100 now. What does the yen say? The yen kind of made it to its target, almost very close. We could have cashed out. But now I want to buy more. So I'm going to go one last buy. Oh shit, that's not showing up. That's not good. That's because I think the candlesticks need to be, they can't be a color there. I didn't realize that. I usually get this close to the market. This just has to be none. Or not going to be able to see our tickets. Right? Oh, I fucked that up. Wait. Did I fuck it up? None. Well, I guess not. I don't know. It doesn't show. Oh, well, we can't see our arrows. That's not right. Wait a second. I guess because, yeah, that candle's not like, you can't see them. So the only way to see them is here. Very tight entry. One last pullback before we go up. Since we've dumped a good portion and we're $100 of our target, I feel like it's appropriate to put this stack in. This last stack of the day, just before close, you might get a pullback and then we get a zoom up. But we tick-tommied here. We could have dumped the whole thing, and yeah, we closed the day within $100 of our target. So these things psychologically may affect you. They say don't look at your profit and stuff, but that's also dumb shit stuff, because you really want, if you do have want to make $8,500 is your closing balance going into the weekend, then you can start with a fresh brain, replace all the fucking limits all over again, do the same thing all over again. Like I said, you can put tickets in there that last a day or a week. You could put them in the last 15 minutes, half hour. These kind of sell-offs and rallies, it's the speed of the rally and the speed of the sell-off that triggers this kind of trade plan, because it's got to get there in 15 minutes and fulfill that auction expiration. So I have my own auction running in the market. I'm saying if you don't buy this price in the next 15 minutes, I'm pulling my offers out. So that's my only control over the market, is the expiration, the size, and the depth of price. I'm willing to commit to a 100 pip window. So that's another thing they would say. So this is my cure for all the books that I read about, oh, we got to commit to the trade. I said, I'm not even going to commit to being married for more than like 5 years if I don't kill you. So, yeah, it's not going to. So this made it where I could say, yeah, I'm committing to this because I built these tickets and I'm going to drop them here, and that I can commit to. So it's a prenuptial. And because total commitment would be buying at the market without stop. And this is where you're risking the whole account. Well, this is okay too, right? Small account. See, some people are against that, but dude, if you only got like, $300 in there, that's your stop. That's when you tap out. So that's the other kind of fallacy, is But people that risk 2% of their account, maybe they got $1 million account, or maybe they got $1,000 account. So risk 2% of your account is fucking the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. It's like saying, how fast do you drive your car? You go 1,000 miles an hour. No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what I'm basing my number on. No, can't tell you. Okay, then that could be 10 miles an hour on another planet. Yeah, yeah. The way I size it up, the way I sliced it, it's so fucking thin that yeah, I know it sounds like I'm going fast, but I'm really not. Oh, it's per this. It's per what? I made 50 pips on $1 million position. Wow, you're doing pretty good. I made 50 pips. People, I'd be in these chats. This is like 8 years ago. You'd be in these chats. I kind of go there looking for kindred spirits that want to lose money in the market, and these people would be so, yeah, I made 80 pips today. I'm like, and then I come across this guy. I don't know if he still listens. He might have lost his mind, but talking to me. But he said, "Oh yeah, I made 300 pips today." I go, "Holy shit, really?" He's counting every ticket. So he had a 10K in there, and he had 20 pips on each ticket. He's saying, "Oh, I made 200 pips." Dude, you're counting each fucking trade. Cracking me up. So it's how much money, and then how much time and effort and all that. But this trade, you could have placed the tickets on this trade this morning. And other than the ones that I refreshed, so I did take advantage of those other pullbacks because I said, okay, let's drop some more. And no market orders today. So that is the goal. Is don't play the man's game. Don't be triggered to pull the trigger. I did say here though, on the half hour, I justify pulling the trigger every half hour. Because how much can I fucking lose? If I pull the trigger every half hour with a 100 pip stop and I get stopped on every trade, that is my risk of ruin for the day. So now you could mentally bank that. And for some people, that's the answer. Because the idea of putting all these limits in like this and then thinking, oh, what if they did this and that, and all, right? But I know what they're going to do, so I'm not afraid to hit the button with real or fake money. And even with fake money, nobody wants to lose. So if you're trying to test your theory, you certainly don't want to blow up the whole laboratory and end up with, your face, like those old movies, your face is just carbonized and you're like back to the drawing board. And if it's a hobby, if it's a living, certainly if it's a living, then if you're trying to make a living from it, you almost have to open a demo account if you want to satisfy your need to do ridiculous shit, because the stuff works is going to be about 9:30 in the morning. Where's the stock market at? Am I in? Now at that point, if I'm not in on all these limits because I got in on the market crashing before stocks open and it retraces when stocks open, then I would definitely have to sit with my finger on the trigger at 9:30 and go, okay, let's buy a couple here. Bing, bing, bing. I'm still going to throw in limits though. Unless you really want to trade at the market and then you just wait and you see it start to go up. But see, you're going to be chasing. At some point, you're getting shitty price because now, like if I start buying this dollar yen here or dollar Swiss here, either dollar yen, dollar Swiss here, I'm like, dude, no, sorry. You should be up on this trade right now, waiting for it to start to go into that target and then just close out the day. It'll be 11:30, and like I said, when you get to $8,000, so we're coming up on 30 bucks to the target. And this is the hard, excruciating part of the trade because I love buying the plunge because it's kind of exciting and you kind of feel like you're locking in the swing trade. And at this point, did you come up on target? You're like, oh God, can we be done with? So I have no patience on either side, whether I'm entering or exiting. So I'm not going to not feel impatient. It's just that the cure or the ointment on it to make it feel better is to sit back and not have to pull the trigger on any more trades and let it go through this phase, which is the the profit phase is as hard as the losing phase. Harder in a sense because, all right, well, okay, we're cashing out of this thing finally, and so you can't pull. You got to sit back, just like you're sitting back to watch the limits fill. This is not the when they're getting filled. That's the excitement to me. Like, look at that, fucking A! I picked up that fucking that $300 margin. So we wanted to get 500. We only got the $300, but now we're only in a 50K. So now you're kind of forced to just let it go because the size is so small now, and you're very close to your target financially. And then I can just go outside and play. I don't have to babysit this shit. And I might check it on the phone, but I don't feel bad if it goes up another 500 pips from here because I know just how I am that I know I don't have the thrill is gone, so to speak. As a BB King trading pro tip, there is I know that it's about the drama. And look, it's already pulling back, right? Look at it came ricocheting off. So we could have cashed that whole position out. We're not quite at $8,000, so I feel like I'm being greedy now. The euro, I mean the Swiss is at the cash out. I could take this off the table now because we're hitting our target. So I'll just do that to be a disciplined trader. I'm going to go down to this PSY. At the very bottom, there's a thing called PSY. That means profit per symbol, profit for the symbol only. So within 5 minutes, and I'm just going to get out because I'm hitting the target. I'm not waiting 5 fucking minutes. So we banked that. Now I can sit back and maybe left in a 30K here. I'm in a 7K of yen left. That's it. I'm done trading. We hit the target. I'm out. Fuck them. Now maybe I come back with the limits now. So I'll come back with deeper limits now. Follow my journey. I'll post this account. No. I used to post it, but see, they come in like this now. See how that works? Oh, I like that trade. Buy the plunge. This is how you make money. Right? Buy the plunge here, and the next 15 half hour comes down for one more retest. Yes, I buy that. Sam, same thing here. And this will be very aggressive. It's not showing up on that fucking candle here. Buy. Buy in limits. My favorite entry. Sit back, relax. Put super deep 10 pips here now. 4 hours, 10 pips. We still got 6 hours of market. We'll scalp a few bucks here. I'm up a buck. Here, just to make a point here, I'm going to close all profits. Oh shit, I hit close all. Oops. Yikes. Please, I got to shut. Okay, accidentally deleted. I accidentally hit this delete close all, and so I had to close down the platform. So I try to keep these in a real hard to get to situation where you have to open these up. All right, so we're going to buy in limits again. I think we could go down and retest before the day is done. I'm going to put orders in on Swiss. Yeah, that doesn't show up. You have to go to the 5 minute to see these stacks come in. Very short expiration. Going to buy that again. We just sold it. We took profits, but I'll give it one last move. It is almost the top of the hour. We're 30 seconds to the top of the hour. Let's stack a bunch of tickets in here. I may just pick up a few more bucks. We're within $4 of our target today. Here's the yen, 5 minute yen. Got to trade a little deeper on this one. Go for this 30 pip stop. All right, up almost 260 on these last remaining 5K left. So I took all profits and all right, closed off something here, so we're just in a 5K. very tame. Big picture, daily, 4 hour. Never hit the target here, so that's why I only cashed out on the targets on the Swiss. Willing to buy the Swiss on a sell off here. I just love clicking the mouse. But all the mice I've had died from the wire falling apart on the Logitech TrackMan marble mouse. You can't buy them anymore. Hard to buy. So about this Kensington piece of shit. The ball falls out of there if you just tilt it like 1 degree. You have to get a level for the table you're using. Otherwise, if you're tilted just a little bit, the Kensington fucking ball jumps out of the goddamn thing. And the wire's so sticky that it sticks to all my other wires. It's not slippery. It's like gummy. Like I need that. We're within $2 of my target. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. I know I don't have the patience to sit in here to make the extra $200 today for this thing to hit the eventual goal, possibly, of the top of that box, but I'm happy getting out where my first target is, because there's no tonight. It's Friday. If there was a tonight, maybe. But even at that, when Asia comes, we get a plunge, maybe. Another chance to buy something. Always looking for that plunge. Here's the 5-minute. About to take out the high of the day. Again, we're going to hunt down those bears. Clean this chart up. And coming up into this big-ass target. Make a couple more bucks here. This is also one of those things where, yeah, you should stay in this thing. It's not, make another $10. Like, really, you want to turn down $10? If you gave me $10 right now, I'd take it. If I can make $10 an hour watching my position cash out, I mean, if you do the math, I guess you could say I made like $100 an hour here today. But only for 4 hours, so, oh, well, jeez. Took the rest of the day off. But the energy's dying. We are getting near the end of the day. Sometimes I'll just get out here and go, fuck it. I'm just like, really, I'm worried about fucking get to some exact $8,000 balance. So those are the kind of things to consider, and how you see yourself in these trades. Do you even want to do that trade? Do you even want to waste time with this shit? Most people don't have the time. Since I got rid of all my psycho babes, I guess I'm just fucking the market. It's like I just love the forex thing. It's my hobby, my relaxation. And sure, if you can scalp the wick and take 50% of the, whatever you want to take off, take the whole thing off if you really want to just always be doing a particular kind of trade. Like if you trade breakouts, when it breaks out, you got to think about, well, where am I getting out? Hopefully you're scaling out. As it breaks out, you don't have some giant ass target that's like, I'm risking 1 to make 100. Fucking, it sounds good, right? It looks good on paper. That trade rarely happens. Even this one here, I can't even fucking get this thing to, it's like it's pulling back now. See, the party was over. So it looks like we're going to get filled on these limits coming into the end. I'm okay with that. I still think it's a great fucking strategy is to buy low, sell high. See how this is very deep? This is very close. When I do this same ticket on this because of the fucking yen's on fire, it's right into the floor I'd be buying. The last support area on the 5-minute chart. Could have bought the market there. I'm sure the trend traders bought that small body at the market. That's a hammer. That's their pullback. That was a stop hunt on the 5-minute. You took out 10 minutes of support. You could have a real fat ticket sitting right there. You just bought that. Better than buying at the market, because this you if you walk away or go get another beer, this will fill. But you got to babysit this thing every fucking candle. I'm not. I can't. Like 5 minutes. Oh, I missed that entry. Like I missed so many entries. Oh shit. There's my signal. I missed it. This is why the candlestick thing, unless you're looking at daily candles or 4 hour candles, you're like, okay, we just completed the 9 hour chart. We got a hammer on the 9 hour. The 4 hour chart. That's a completely different trade than I got a hammer on the 5 minute, and I'm going to trade this fucking little. It's just different, and like I said, if you don't have anything else that's better to do, I think I'm gonna hit my target here. God damn it! Come on, you can do it. So this is where I just don't have the patience. That's why I got out like a half hour ago. I took my real trade off too. I just know what I can do. I know what I want to do. I just don't want to. Even though, like I said, it makes a lot of fucking pips and a lot of money to sit in a trade for 3 days and play out the whole fucking wave, the whole Elliott wave, the whole Fibonacci. So if you buy the pullback at 618, where are you getting out? At 50%? You should get out at 50%, because that was the last known pullback that some guy thought, well, this is, even though that's not Fibonacci, yeah, he bought the three, he bought very aggressive, he bought any pullback he could find. And this also makes it so that you're trading, if you trade in this kind of high res, multiple tickets situation format, then you don't have the thought of being totally right and totally wrong, because you're kind of right on some of these tickets. And I think that's the problem, because people, when they think of trading, they think, do I buy or do I sell? Well, what if you kind of sold a little bit and bought some more? You're longer than you are short, which means you're underwater. If you're only long, then the tickets underwater are kind of like you're the wrong side of the market. So if you bought it and sold, you put a hedge on, you buy and sell. Or do I buy or do I sell today? That's the wrong question. It's like, how much do I buy? How much do I sell? It's not do I buy or sell. Because if you're thinking, the robot says, like when people do ads on the radio, buy gold. Not buy just, well, they do kind of discount it because they don't want to get sued. At the end, they say, buy is, don't put your whole fucking life savings in the gold. Well, then why are you recommending buying it? I don't get it. Like, do you want to do it trade or not? That's the other big fucking problem with people saying you should do what the banks are doing, buy gold. The banks aren't stupid. They're not. They fucking blew up all that money. That's why I think gold's totally not. I'd be selling gold. All the gold I own right now, I'd sell and buy. I'd buy a really high-end bass guitar, a Federo. I'd buy like an $8,000 bass guitar. I think I heard a recording. I was listening to Kazubi Watanabe, and he's got a bass player in the Spice of Life album. I think he's playing a fretless, but the best fucking sounding bass I think I've ever heard on a bass. Just give me that bass. I'll play that bass. I don't want to look at some gold bars in the corner here as they drop in price, and people run to the store. It'd be very funny if they got rid of the Federal Reserve. Imagine this. This is how gold gets to $500 an ounce. They dismantled the Federal Reserve, and they decided to go on a gold standard and a digital gold standard. So you have Bitcoin, right? They go, okay, it's digital gold, and then gold goes down to $500 an ounce because people are like, well, my Bitcoin's backed by gold, so why am I trading gold? That's a black market, right? If I give you gold coins and you give me your car or your wife, and I'm like, okay, all right, good trade there, So if it becomes the stable thing, then why is it being overbid? And that's what would make a market stabilize and come down to a price that makes sense, because that's not what's worth money anymore. Now what's worth money is the speed of execution. You know how hard it is to get. Like if you had gold coins right now and people thought, oh, the end of the world comes. So you're gonna tell me you gotta take that fucking kilo bar down to the fucking, like, dude, some guy's gonna go. We gotta assay that. We don't even. Is that gold plated? How hard it is to get rid of that? You go to the pawn shop. They're gonna give you fucking 70 cents on the dollar because we don't even know if that's a real bar, dude. The coins maybe, and they're gonna give you. The spread's got to be at least 20%. I don't know what it is. I should ask the guy next time I'm in there. Well, what is the spread on these fucking coins? I probably should look it up. And maybe if you bought it from some reputable broker, he's going to go at 10% restocking fee. You can cash out. But that's the same as the spread in a forex trade. So, and you got to mail it. I'm at $8,000. Should I get out? I'll let this one go. I'm at 5K. So, the that kind of stuff, you know, things to think about. You think about a lot when you're trading. Like being right and wrong is, do you buy or do you sell? So that's attached to right and wrong thinking. So I know it sounds terrible, and it pissed me off when I first heard it because I'm a very linear, logical person. And when I heard, oh, well, you just got to, like, well, I don't want the fucking halfway answer. Do I buy or do I sell? Give me this shit. Like, well, it depends. Fuck depends. I can still take a piss. Fuck that shit. So, besides, if that stops working, I'm just gonna take myself out, right? I get that fucking now. I want that fentanyl. I definitely want to overdose. Just hit me. Look at that top tick Tommy, that bitch, and you didn't get out. Look at the sellers come in on that 5-minute chart. So that never ends. This fucking drama never fucking ends. It's there. Look at the top tick Tommy. But my targets are too greedy for that. I do think gold. I mean, those would be the scenarios that we go on a gold standard. Don't forget the Bitcoin today is this ETF nonsense now, right? What the fuck happened to this chart? Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Look at the sell-off in Bitcoin. I was telling my friend. He's telling me about the ETF. He said, oh, yeah, they're going to allow ETFs on Bitcoin. I go, thanks for the sell signal. And when do you think they did that? Yesterday. I did a video about it yesterday. People never learn, dude. Look, the first of the year. Oh, well, wow, we're only down like $2,000 from that news of like, yeah, it's going to be like a legitimate instrument we can have a fucking derivative on top of. Well, they never put a derivative on top of it. Remember, derivatives, it was like a bad thing. Oh, those derivative markets is crashing everything. The hedge funds, oh my God. All the smart people in the hedge funds, they're so smart. What? These ass clowns? They're sucking the Fed's dick? Come on. Yeah, look, the banks are getting, you see that news headline yesterday? The banks are getting together going, oh, we want to get rid of the Federal Reserve too. Yeah, dude, you finally woke up that you were on the plantation. Yeah, what are your fucking assets? You know, about 10 years ago, I used to listen to the news, very plugged into cable finance news. And guys would get on there and talk. I'm like, let's hear what they used to have the currency show. The fucking shit crack you up. I don't know if there's any archive of it on YouTube. Dumbest shit in the world. 8 guys sitting in this big desk with all these lights and all these motion cameras talking about currency. I thought, really, people? Come on, man. Big giant charts, big line charts, big goober charts. Anyway, I think a soundtrack for I forget what I was saying now. So I was getting pissed off. That's why I'm an anger trader. That's what the 150 pip stop's about. I see that fucking market plunge. I'm like, oh, really? You stopped me? You thought you stopped me out of that, huh? So this is my approach, is that I can have a script for every cure any kind of problem I'm having with trading, because it's like, oh, you stopped me out, huh? Oh, my 20 pip stop was too tight. How about a 150 pip stop, fucker? So I'm going to double down. But that's the only answer I have, is double down. No, fuck the fucking fuckers. I'm a contrarian. Oh, you think it's going? So I think my point was the Bitcoin ETF. So just this whole, like, the derivative thing. how that was a bad thing. Yes, because now you've taken the collateral away in a sense. It's now one exchange over. Now everybody can participate in them. Did you hear that? That's what the news is. We're going to let Blackcock and Yellowbone, they're going to have access to this market now, and then they can issue their little, you can have a Bitcoin card. That'll be next. And then Bitcoin will be at 100,000. And gold will be at 500 because people go, yeah, this gold's kind of heavy to lug around. Because guess what? In the end, people just want to fucking have a goddamn nice climax. They want to have a nice orgasm and even get hang time, like what's his name, Kung Fu guy. Trying to put hang time on the orgasm there, but yeah, and then that's when the banks stand up to the Fed, which is that it's all coming together, right? So get off on a tangent here, but it's all coming together. You can see it because now the wall is down, and the only reason Bitcoin is worth what it is because the open interest to the participation in it and the belief that I want to participate. The more people that get in, the higher the price goes. Because the more people are after it. So I'm not saying it's done, but it's funny how every time the government puts their certification on top, it kills the market. It kills the speculation to the upside of the well, it becomes a crowded market to the long side because now that they put their seal of approval on it, people are like, oh, I guess it is okay to get drunk after all. Yeah, because the government's selling you liquor at a fixed price. It's cute how the government regulated the price. Like you go to the liquor store, everybody has a minimum state, at least in this state. No matter where you go, it's the same fucking price. Lottery tickets, nobody's selling the lottery. Ours are luckier. Ours are $1.10 instead of $1, because the government's controlling. That's their peg. So the floating, the speculation is Bitcoin is gold. Things that go up and down, but the fucking lottery tickets are still $1. Liquor's still, well, they do raise the price of liquor. It's a sin tax, I'm sure, on top of that, right? But if people stop sinning, then the government goes broke. So they want you to sin a little bit. Only kill a few people. Don't make a nuisance. Don't. You know, as long as you're quiet in the neighborhood, when you just cut them up and try to do it after hours. That's why. See how long it's taken me to make this last few dollars. This is why I get out there at that fucking either 11 o'clock, 11:30, whenever it hits my target, I get the fuck out. It's a structural trade. It's not a fucking moving average fucking. Oh God, yeah, the Ikamusha cloud. I mean, you roll on the floor laughing out loud. I think it's what happens when you look at that. If you've ever traded this style, you're like, why are you doing that? Like, do you really need to wear yoga pants to do yoga? Like, can't you just and the chicks that are wearing yoga pants that don't do yoga, stop doing that. You never did it, and it's wrong. Take your yoga card away. Oh boy. See, this is where I just can't take the trading. So the market's dead. It's dead to me. I'm so pissed off right now. I'm just gonna get out. Next time I get to $8,000, I'm getting out, and then watch the market go up. And this stuff really doesn't happen. You think it does because it's like a fortune cookie. Yeah, I do feel like punching the wall. Fortune cookie says, you punch a wall today. How you know? Fucking fortune cookies go AI. You're sitting at your table, about to open your fortune cookie, but the message is digital inside. And it keeps adjusting to your breath rate and your heart rate. It's picking up on that. And it goes, yeah, I think it seems like this is going to be the right fortune for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, God, I can't take it. Look at this thing. Look at the Bitcoin crashing. Yeah, BlackRock's said you can trade it. I mean, the government said it's okay to trade it now, see? When did they say that? Yesterday. Oh, really? Top tick Tommyville? Well, maybe. You mean up here? Wow. Big plummet. I'm going to start buying from here all the way down. Yeah, I'll buy it at 40 grand. So if you're on look, almost 50 grand on that puppy. It's so cute. You gotta love it. Public is just so fucking. I mean, who's selling this? I mean, who's buying it? Who cares if the fucking Blackbone got a fucking authorization to make derivatives of this? We don't use the word derivatives. EFTs. Shh, don't say it. That made the market. That spooked everybody last time. Remember when they had those loans countrywide? Get a mortgage for. Dude, under the radio, I'm like, what? Jumbo loans? What the fuck's a jumbo loan? Well, the government wants everybody to be in a house. It's like immigration. Everybody can come here now. Well, gee, it kind of makes it kind of fucked up, doesn't it? I know, but everybody's in. We're all in this together. I don't want to be in this together. That's why I'm home alone. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to know you. I go to the store, and if you, I don't know what it's going to take me to hold back the urge to rip your fucking mask off your fucking face. I watch car chases all the time on YouTube. I watch a car chase. Motherfucker be going 140 miles an hour, gets out, they arrest him, he's got a mask on. There's a chick, I think. She's being careful. I don't want to make you sick just because I'm sick. Oh, no, make me sick. I need to build up my immune system. Remember that? Remember those days? No, I just kind of want to lean on the... Wait, just a minute. I think Meals on Wheels is here. Just hold a second. I got to pause my stream. I told him bring me a fucking pastrami on rye with some of that fancy mustard that guy in the Rolls Royce, that Grey Poupon shit. Put some of that on there too, please, if you don't mind. Oh, 8,000 I'm getting out. If you just would have stayed till 4 p.m., you could have made another $20. I know, but I don't. I just can't. And that's why I'm not short right now, hoping that I'm going to make money on the downside either. On the Bitcoin, if I was selling it. So let's buy a Bitcoin right here. Look at this. We just triggered a buy. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend, but... Oh, that's so funny. You got to love them. Yeah, it's just so fun to be alive. This is the greatest time to be alive. If you're into politics and money and like what matters, I guess, well, I'm so fucking old. You know, I'm 65, so for me, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I sit back and watch the show, but I'm not trying to get anywhere. Well, I guess I'm trying to get things done. And I kind of want to, kind of go on a rant about stuff I know. At least I think I know. Participating in the drama of life. But at a certain point, the security is... Okay, I'm just going to say it. If I died tomorrow, I'd be like, I'm good. Now, if I was 20 years old, I'd be afraid of, like, getting to be old. So, but the only bonus of getting older is that you just don't give a shit. You actually do. You have to be very careful. But, because you don't want to fall down. You don't want to jump. But I didn't want to jump off a cliff. I didn't want to go cliff diving when I was 10. I still don't. So I don't think that's changed. But if the guy that likes to cliff dive, he's probably still cliff diving. It's 70. You've seen these fuck nuts. 80 years old, the guy's jumping out of a plane. I guess. That's what makes you happy. That's what Sheryl Crow said. If it makes you happy, then how it can't be that bad, right? But the Bitcoin, what a story. Well, Bitcoin is kind of last certification. If we base this on, and then there's the halvings nonsense too. Don't forget that. But if you base it on historical kind of cycles that you would see in any instrument. It's a legitimate instrument, believe it or not, because it's a market that people are participating in. Just like if people believe that I still don't understand why Ford stock's not more expensive, because people are all excited about Tesla because, oh, you have the future. Well, they bet that Tesla through the fucking roof and it sold off because people are on future profits like Google. People couldn't understand, why is Google worth so much? It's just a fucking web address. So the old school, fire and brimstone hieroglyphics people couldn't get their brain around, or as I guess they call them, the boomers couldn't get their brain around why anybody wanted to own Google. They don't have any revenue. Was it Google or something else like that? And they're like, that's just wrong. And all these things are going to evolve. Because when Bitcoin is the 24-hour market that replaces the exchange. It's the digital exchange. It just formed by natural grassroots event. It's not a orchestrated top-down central bank or Fed or the I used to listen to Glenn Beck talk about this. People's been freaking out for a long time about what could happen. So go back 5 years ago, 3 years ago. Man, the discount window. The Fed's coming in and doing these trades overnight. So what? Like, it would kill me when they were suing this brokerage firm because they took advantage of the gold window. So what? You loser fucking pussies that don't know how to trade the markets are going to sue Bear Stearns because they manipulated the gold market? Of course they're manipulating. They're putting orders out there. Well, they're spoofing the market. So what? You're the dick falling. You're the moron falling for it. Well, that's not fair. Nothing's fair. I'm just sick of this fucking shit. Okay, so I'm getting pissed. I'm sick of this shit about, well, I didn't... Well, the warranty said, fuck the warranty. I guess that's what happens when you get old. You're like, none of that shit works out. The only thing that works out is the shit that's currently working out. I'm still alive to complain. Should have got out. I'm down $5 off my target now. Thanks for distracting me. Now you made me angry. That's why I got out. That's why I had to get rid of my wife. I was blaming her too much. Now you're pissing me off. I wasn't pissed. I came home. I was in a good mood. Now you're pissing me off. Now what did you do wrong? You scratched my new guitar? You were trying to clean the house and you scratched. Okay, well, I guess your heart was in the right place. This is what happened. Everybody's so soft now. Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I know you want to come to the United States and stay at the Ritz Hotel and bring you sandwiches that you throw out. But hey, come along. We love everybody now. We're so wealthy. It's true. We are so fucking wealthy. We're giving out fucking cell phones to people that would be worth like $1 million 10 years ago. Like if somebody came out with a phone, dude, really? You got a phone that does what? 4 cameras, stereo audio, Bluetooth? Wow. Fucking, what is, like, that's crazy town. Go back 20 years ago. Go back 40 years. I'm watching these movies in 1980, 1960, 1975, 1980 movies. And just blown away how that is like over 40 years ago. And now you're to 8K video. It's quite a leap. And we're getting filled here on limits. Look at that. We're buying more. I still think it's a good long trade. Look at this getting filled. Like that's what I'm telling you about. Let's go. Come on, hit me. One last fill of the day. Let's do that trade. I love that fucking trade. So this is my extended rant video, I guess. It's funny, people, when they see a 3-hour video, they'll watch that one. They won't watch They don't want to watch a half-hour video. Depends where you're at. I mean, I have car chases. I see a 3-hour car chase. I'm like, oh, this must be crazy. This is a 5-minute car chase. I don't know if I want to watch it. It's like, yeah, the punchline. I kind of want to see some of the antics. And my favorite thing about the dash cam car chase videos is that, as perplexed as I am about a crashing market, like, why are they selling that so hard, so fast? Like, man, can't they see that's just a fool's errand to go that hard? We're at 9K now. Why go that hard against it? And why do you really think you're either going to run out of gas? There's like cops have radios and spike strips, and like, what are you doing? But I've done that. I've done that trading where I'm like, yeah, why are you buying this? It's tanking. But I have a better chance than the car chase guy. But the car chase guy is that guy. He's doubling down. He's adding to a loser. He just keeps going. So I feel for him. But I also like to see how much punishment these cars. I've seen cars drive with no fucking rubber, just pure wheels. Motherfucker be doing 70 miles an hour, taking turns on the curve. Not swapping drivers like they try to do. I wasn't driving. He was driving. All right, buddy. We got you. Anyways, I'm just going to let that thing go. Whatever happens, I'm not worried about this 9K. All right, I'm going to run up to the store here. I got to go get some comfort food to heal my angry, anxious mind.